Welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV, to the only place to be for the pre-match pump-up, and it is the big one. It is the Europa League final. Tottenham Hotspur take on Manchester United in arguably the biggest game for Tottenham in 6 years, but probably bigger than that, because we need to go into the Champions League. We need this. It's got to be our time, surely. But I'm joined today by Jimbo, as always, and Chang, who's actually my partner in crime, wearing the same retro shirt today, which I love. Jimbo, first of all, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good, Kate. I'm not nervous. Not. Well, you've been with me all day. Have I been nervous?
Nope.
Not one bit.
No. And Mr. Chang, looking very pumped up. How are you feeling?
Feeling a bit groggy, to be honest, because my plan to get as much sleep before the 3 a.m. kickoff has somewhat backfired. I really thought I would get a lot more sleep, having gone to bed at noon, almost 6 hours earlier. But somewhere along the line, when I received that link for this show from you, I found myself tossing and turning in bed, and but nonetheless, wow, what's an occasion. It just crossed my mind as well, Miss Kate, that I've never actually done a show minutes before a final, so I am well into uncharted territory here, and going to soak up the occasion. I hope everyone out there listening in live right now is equally excited, and please do let us know. Please do let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're over there in Bilbao, enjoy yourselves, but more importantly, have a very, very safe trip back on your travels. And if you're watching this wherever in the world, a very good morning, a good afternoon, good evening, or even a good night to you, as may be the case for those over in Asia. Back to you, Miss Kate, and let's get this show on the road.
Yes, wherever you are in the world, please do let us know. It's always interesting to see where you're watching us from. Obviously, James and I are in the UK, so it is 20 to 7 at the minute, nearly. So just over an hour and 20 minutes till kickoff. The nerves are starting to kick in, I'm not going to lie. Waiting patiently for the lineups to come out, which really should be any time. But
Kate,
look, yeah.
Who's doing the watch along?
Marlon and Ash are doing the watch along straight after at quarter to 8 they start. We do have another guest coming on, but they've only just finished work, so they will be here. But look, it's a massive night. It's a massive game. I'm sure, like us, most of you have been watching the build-up today because it's been on 24/7. Manchester United press conference yesterday. Ruben Amorim, very calm, very jokey, laughing it off. Then you had the opposite. You had Ange Postecoglou being a little bit spiky, saying, you know, I'm not a clown, mate. I've never been a clown, mate. Different sort of feeling about both press conferences. But Mr. Chang, I mean, I got a sense that Ange was kind of calm, although he was a little bit narky with the reporter, rightly so, in my opinion. I don't agree with the disrespectful comments that have been put in the papers about him, but I thought he was relatively calm. What did you make of his press conference?
I mean, honestly, given the managers that we've had since Pochettino, I would say that Big Ange has been nothing but a class act. I mean, and this actually goes back all the way from the previous season. If you remember I think it's a German reporter of some sort, the guy who was showing up during our pre-season press conference with a Bayern Munich kit with Harry Kane on it. And the way Ange has conducted himself ever since that incident to this very day, I think he has done a astounding job in just keeping himself composed and very even keeled, not having, not getting too worked up. And I really do hope that actually does, come to pass as well when kickoff gets underway. But I mean, this is why a lot of us fell in love with Big Ange the moment he took over. And you can also see why the players themselves have been glossing over they have been very giving him glowing praises. And let's just hope now that Big Ange himself is able to walk the talk and deliver in about 3 hours time from now. I would really hope so. I mean, a lot of us are hoping so. And more of the same, please. More of the same, please, Big Ange. Come the final whistle in the post-match conference when you've actually won the trophy. Having said that, back to you, Miss Kate.
Exactly that. Big up to Zareth, who's watching from Malaysia. Big up to you. Same as Chang. Great to see people from all over the world. Jim, how did you feel about the press conferences? Like I say, Ruben Amorim was very jokey with his players, whereas I thought our players were a lot more serious, more straight to the point, and Ange was a lot more serious than Ruben. Do you think, I mean, do you like that? How did you find it?
Can I just say, someone asked about me lifting the trophy we've got, the lamp.
Yeah, and, it's been moved.
There will be a video of it if we win it. With me running around the house with it. All right, going on our channel.
Just don't bloody break it, because I love that lamp.
Hamden.
But Jim, what did you make of the press conferences?
Right, look, I think that they've been a little bit disrespectful, Amorim, saying that it doesn't mean a lot to Man United, that they expect better from them. It's the second biggest trophy you can win in European football, after the Champions League. No matter what anyone says, the Europa League is a massive, massive trophy to win and always has been. So I found that a little bit disrespectful. And the joking around, that maybe that's their way of handling it, I don't know. But I'd rather our players be serious than be joking. That's all I can say.
Yeah, exactly that. Jay, are you with us? Are you ready to go? Not yet. Okay. We will
kind of, but not really. Give me 1 second. I'll be with you in 1 second.
Okay, whenever you're ready, Jay. I would imagine the lineups, I heard someone say they should be coming out about 6:45, so we haven't going to have long to wait. But Jim, there's been a lot of call for playing Solanke and Richarlison up front, if you like, because obviously we've lost out on Bergvall, we've lost out on Madders, we've lost out on Kulu, and people are a little bit concerned about where the creativity is coming from. What do you think? Do you expect to see Richarlison and Solanke up front with wingers either side of them and just Benson, Kerr, Basuma in the middle?
Yeah, I that's how I would play it, Kate. I would definitely have Richie playing, and I would have Solanke just behind him, because Solanke does come back and help the midfield out. But I think Richie's shithousery is going to be a massive factor today. He's going to definitely upset a few of them the way he plays. So I would definitely have Richie start.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think so, Chang, as well? Obviously, because of the creativity in midfield that we've lost.
Yeah, and I think I did touch on this rather briefly last Friday at noon during our pre I would say our pre-weekend preview when I did hints at starting with two forwards, Richarlison and Solanke. If it means sending Son out wide to the left at left midfield, and then Porro would fill in at right midfield, because I feel that either one of them has to drop deep and do the dirty work that Harry Kane used to do for us towards the latter stages of his partnership with Son. And for me, I think it's it's either we actually go gung ho for it, have two forwards, and actually pose some aerial threat, rather than having Tell or Odebeer or even Sunny try to get ahead of the United defense. And I think the only way to really actually make our presence felt is to have more than a single forward in this final. We have to remember it is a one-off final. There is absolutely nothing else that comes after this. So just go for it. And if we do find ourselves in the lead, then maybe then at halftime you can take one of those forwards off, put another midfielder in, and shore up that defense. Having said that, back to you, Miss Kate.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Jay. Good to see you, especially on such a big night for Tottenham. How are you expecting the team to line up? Are you expecting Solanke and Richie both to start?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I think 4-4-2 makes some degree of sense. Saar makes sense. I said that like 10 of our team is kind of self-explanatory, and it's that one position of like, is it Saar, is it Odebeer, is it Richie, depending on what the manager wants. Obviously very nervous. I was very chill, but then today I was just like, I've just been very nervous all day. It's one of those games where it's almost like it's like the Champions League final. I don't think I've ever watched the Champions League final back. Like never, like not highlights, not any, like nothing. I think maybe last year I saw Origi's goal again for the first time in 3 or 4 years. So, it's an all or nothing kind of thing. It's honestly, it's one of those games where it's like I hope we can do it. It's very nervous. Obviously, if we had Maddison, I'd feel very confident. But I think we might go 4-4-2, maybe because Richarlison didn't play at the weekend. Maybe that's an indication of what he's thinking. But then on the flip side, big call to switch the formation in the final. But United have a back three, so maybe there's something in that. Like, will they know who to pick up? Will they know, like, can we get a tactical one-up on them? Just very interesting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Manchester United's team is out. Tottenham's isn't out just yet, but they've got Onana in goal. Mazraoui, Maguire, Mount, Bruno Fernandes, who for me is the key threat tonight. Then we've got Højlund, Dorgu, Yoro, Ahmad, Casemiro and Shaw. And I'm not going to read out all their bench, but Eriksen's on the bench, Ugarte, Mainu, Garnacho, Xerxes. So the usual suspects. Jim, I think the two people that most people are saying we need to be concerned about is Bruno Fernandes, because his form consistently year on year, he scores goals and he provides assists as well. But also Maguire has been very good in the air, defensively and offensively this season. Anything else that concerns you about their lineup?
No, nothing at all, Kate. We've kept Fernando quiet in 3 games this season, so let's make it 4.
Well, this is true.
And I'm with Jay. That I never watched that Champions League final back, Jay. Not even the highlights. Not at all.
No. Obviously, Casemiro getting older, but he's been playing well as well in Europe. Chang, Onana, prone to a mistake or two we've seen this year. Is this a team you look at and think, yes, Spurs can get at these guys?
I would like to think that with that United lineup and the formation that we're chosen for this final, we do have some hope, possibly, of breaking them down in regular time rather than having to rely on penalties. And I
He's
would say
out.
that as long as we can keep the likes of Fernandes and Hoyland quiet,
Ooh,
we should
ooh,
be
no
able to.
son.
We should
Hi.
be able to.
Go on, Chang,
Should be
sorry.
able to get a goal or two, but I think Mr. J has just informed us that Sun is not. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, the team is
So
out. It's
so it
Vicario
is a
in goal.
4-4-2.
Yeah, but Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro, Romero,
No,
Van
it's not.
Ven,
No,
Robin.
4-3-3.
And then Basuma Bentancur. So yeah, 4-3-3 with Johnson, Solanke, and Richie on there with Austin Whiteman, Spence Davis, Danso Gray, Ajayi Moore, Oda Bertel, Son, and Scarlett on the bench. I mean, Jay, are you surprised no Sonny starting?
Very surprised. Very, very surprised. I thought, ironically, he looked as sharp as I've seen him look in 6 months at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I can only think maybe Ange thinks this game is going to go long, and he thinks that this game is he'd rather have Son on as an option rather than something. You can make the argument, I guess, about Kane. Like obviously the Champions League final when we brought the player back and he wasn't quite ready.
Yeah.
Is if you've got a player who's 100% in Richie, ready to go, and Son's at 70, 80%, maybe a little bit more. We've got a lot of options here. I wonder whether that gives a lie in terms of like how we're going to go about our business. Whether we're going to try and play it like we played Frankfurt away kind of thing. It's going to be a tight game. We're just going to look to run and press it. It's Ange's made the right calls in this Europa run. He's made the right decisions. I trust he's made another right decision. Yeah, he watches the players, he observes them, he has more data than we do. So I'm not gonna second guess it. I'm not gonna be overly knee-jerk about it. The manager's picked the 11 that he thinks he can bring home the trophy with. So let's go.
Yeah, I mean, look, I kind of agree with you, Jay. There's been a couple of times he's put in the likes of Basuma, and we've sat on this panel and gone, what is he doing? And it's proved to be a masterstroke. So we've got to take it that he knows what he's doing. Sonny, if he came on and then limped off, we'd all be moaning that he's come on and he's not ready. I expected us to go all out in the first half an hour because I think Man United are historically slow starters this season. But with that lineup, like you say, I think it looks more like he's looking at the long game and expecting it to be quite cagey, quite pragmatic maybe, and getting them on the counter attack. Jim, any thoughts on the lineup?
No, I mean I don't think it's a bad call not starting Son because he's only had what did he have 70 minutes?
Yeah.
And I think Richie's good for the first half, and he'll swap him over at half time. And Richie will give it his all for 45 minutes, you know that. So yeah. It's kind of what I expected. It wouldn't surprise me if he had Son in there, but I think it's quite a good call, Kate, to hold him back. And Richie's going to give him shit the first half, you know that.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping he might get into the likes of Bruno Fernandes and possibly draw some fouls out of them, put them on yellow cards and make him feel a little bit nervous for the rest of the game, because we all know that's one of Richie's specialities. But Chang, are you a little bit concerned? Because obviously we've gone from having the likes of Maddison and Bergvall into having three midfielders who don't have oodles of creativity, if you like. Sarr likes to take a shot on top from outside the box. Bentancur's been brilliant, but he plays more of a defensive midfielder, same as Basuma. Are you worried where the creativity's come from?
I'm not actually worried per se about our creativity, because honestly, that creativity has actually been missing for the most part of this season, even when Madison has been playing, to be honest with you. And the only time when I actually felt that we actually had proper creativity was when Bergvall was playing. So I think the only way to actually sort of get at United would be to play them the way we played them in the first ever league encounter between us and them last season, when you remember, it was Pepe Metassar that got the scoring going in the second half, and with Sar, Bentancur, and Bissouma, at the very least, I feel we shouldn't be overrun in midfield. But going forward, I think it is very important for Richarlison to assert himself as it is almost equally important for Johnson to take on his man. If and this is a big if both Richarlison and Johnson are able to float in the crosses for Solanke to get onto, then I think we might be able to make up for that lack of creativity in midfield. I think this is the one game where either one of Sar or possibly even Bentancur has to play out of their skins. Show us why that we deserve Champions League, and yeah, I think that if and again, it's also a big if somehow we are still lacking that creativity, then maybe, just maybe, that would be the moment for Son to come on in the second half to play as a auxiliary number 10, maybe even push up to assist Solanke and Richarlison. But yeah, lots to have to look into when kickoff gets underway, and let's just hope that Sar or even Bissouma too, for that matter. Let's just hope that one of them, has the game of their lives in Lily White, because we are really going to be needing that. Having said that, back to you, Miss Kate.
Yeah, I completely agree. Big up to DJ Samuel, who's been a member for 33 months, so it's coming home. I think this is a really, really good point, Jay, that Yogi Bear makes. At least we look scary if Porro puts some crosses in, because you've got the aerial threat of Richie and Solanke.
You say that, but Sar keeps missing headers from like 4 yards out. Really just annoying me. Like it's just. And he's cute. He's a cute boy, in it. So he's got that nonchalant look afterwards. Like, oh, sorry, did I do that? so we'll yeah, you're right though. Like I've got a feeling that like Romero might back tonight. I feel like it's in the stars with the whole 17 thing. Like N17, 17 years, 17th position. He's our number 17. So there's probably something there, but yeah, I think with something like this, we can overcomplicate tactics, formation, yada 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 yada. Who wants it? Like who wants it more? Who wants it? So
yeah.
I mean, that's massive. Jay's right. It's massive. It's who wants it more. And if these boys don't want it, bad. And then there's something seriously wrong, because they've had such a bad season, and they can be absolute heroes tonight. And do you know what? Romero is a massive player for us tonight because he's a serial winner with his club, right? There's not many boys in there that have won stuff, so he needs to be in that changing room, geeing them up, and telling them what it's like. If you look at Man United, they've got a lot of winners in their team, that have won stuff. So he's going to be massive tonight.
United suddenly look kind of strong. Like I'm looking at that team. I'm looking at that team. I'm like, okay, they look kind of okay.
Yeah, they do. Big up Ethan saying classic Sonny goal on the counter will seal the deal. Coys. Big up to you. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I mean, Man United aren't no mugs. Someone put in the chat they're playing Mount in midfield, but he's been bagging a few goals here and there. Bruno Fernandes, we all know what he can do. They've got the likes of Ahmad, who's hit some really good form. Dorgu, Yoro was supposed to be out and he's back. These guys aren't mugs. These can play. I know they've had a bad season, but they can play. But Jim, you touched on Romero there. I think this is a massive game for him. I'm like Jay. I think Romero could actually bag himself a header tonight with those crosses going in. But I mean, he has been known to have a discipline problem or two. He's got to keep a calm head tonight. He's the captain. He's leading the team out. He plays fantastic for Argentina. Do you have faith that Romero can do that for us tonight, Jimbo?
Yeah, I think, Kate, I said to you earlier today when we was out, he's massive for us tonight. Absolutely huge. And he has got to keep his head and keep these guys calm, which we know he can do. He can do it. But he's got to lead from the front,
Yeah.
with this team and keep them all grounded. And look, as I said a minute ago, these guys must want it. They've given us such a crap season. They must be sitting there and they must be talking amongst themselves and saying, "Let's go and win this for the fans," and show them that we can do something for them, because it's been
Yeah.
such a miserable season. I've been really calm about this, and I think that a big reason is I do think we're going to win. I'm convinced we're going to win tonight. But I think to myself, I'm so used to a weekend waking up on a Monday, another loss, another loss, another loss, that I'm kind of numb to it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but let's
We got
hope they're up for it and they go out and give the fans, especially the fans that have gone there and spent their hard-earned money, thousands and thousands of pounds.
Yeah,
To
someone was just. I saw a fan get interviewed and said it's cost him more than his season ticket just to get to Bilbao.
Yeah.
Because,
Like last night, I was this close to getting on a plane. Like honestly, this close, because it was like, but because from Manchester, I'm in Manchester, and so like I'll probably go and visit the local shortly, and it'll be like it's like an away game for me. Like, and
yeah.
but I looked at it and it was like a grand round trip, and it's my own fault because about 2 months ago I checked it was like £400-500, £600, and I was like, man, it would be sod's law for me to book the ticket and us not get there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, I can't trust Spurs. Oh, thank you, Danny. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Not only that, but the hostels normally charge £70 a night, and they're charging
and you end up just like it gets to a point where it's FOMO. But this is probably one of the greatest kinds of FOMO, like fear of missing out. But this 100%. Is like, but this is one where it's not like, oh, your friend said, hey, do you want to come out tonight? And you're like, and then you speak to them the next day and you're like, oh, it was a great night. You're like, oh, damn, I missed it.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, I better get my ass down to London tomorrow afternoon if we win. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I'm looking at it. I said, like, don't worry, I'll get my ass to the parade tomorrow if we win. But I think it's just really hit me now today.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing the nonchalant, I'm just a chill guy gimmick. But honestly, my stomach's been bubbling from like 9 o'clock and I ain't even eaten anything. Like, it's just, even now, I'm like, this is a nervousness I can't remember the last time I felt this level of nervousness. Like, I can't remember.
I didn't even sleep very well. I happened to wake up in the night and literally was tossing and turning thinking about this bloody game. And yet when we played in the Champions League final, I was so super confident. I didn't feel really nervous at all. But I think there's a lot more at stake tonight because we haven't got European football in the league.
Yeah. I feel like the Champions League final felt like a nonchalant confidence. It wasn't a real confidence. It was it must be our time because of the way we won the semi-final. Like, rather than objectively looking at the data and being like, this is why we're going to win. Last 3 finals, we played teams that are better than us. This is the first time we're playing a team that's about the same level, maybe a little worse, maybe a little better. I feel that's why you feel the pressure more, because the sense of expectation weighs a lot heavier today. It weighs from the point of view of like, you should be able to do this. If not now, then when? And I really hope the players, I'm sure Ange will have them just at the right temperature. But me, I was like, man, are we putting the players under too much pressure for this game? At first, I was like, it's good the players know the level of expectation. But as we've got closer to the game, I felt the overwhelming level of pressure. So I'm hoping that Ange has been able to shield the team from that and has just been able to get their minds focused and ready for the game.
Jay, Postecoglou has got an 88% winning record in finals. So he must be able to get teams.
And I saw the speech he gave the Australian national team before they
Yeah.
played on this. So I know. Listen, let's hope they got a camera in there for it, and hopefully when we win, if we win, we're gonna see it.
I mean, Chang, are you feeling confident? And someone's up because someone asked, are you feeling confident because you're a fan or because you want so badly to win? But I mean, I don't even know if you're feeling confident, so that's why I'm asking the question.
I would say this. I'm not overly confident, but neither am I nervous. To say that I'm confident might be maybe borderline arrogance, or even maybe a bit too cocksure of our chances. I'm not nervous per se, but I'm not exactly confident. I'm somewhere in between. Like, okay, if we had to go up against some other English opposition, I'm glad it's a team that Big Ange hasn't lost to yet in all competitions. That's one way of putting it. But another way of saying is that even though it's United, I'm not going to be one of those fans that go, oh, you know what? It's just United. It's just Amarim, or it's a team that Big Ange has not lost to. I would put it down more towards, if we do win, then the better of the two teams won, and if it's United, then maybe it just still isn't our time. But if we do win, I'm not about to rub it into the United fans' faces. So you could say that there is confidence and a bit of nervousness in equal measure. On the whole, I would say that I am feeling positive, if that's the way I would like to put it. I'm not exactly overconfident, but I am positive. And if that is a sign of confidence, then good. But I am still going to keep my expectations down. I would like to maybe see out the first half first. Let's see how the first half pans out, and then maybe then at halftime you can build upon your expectations, whether it's the confidence, the nervousness, or anything else that comes in between. Having said that, back to you, Miss Kate.
What about you, Jim? Do you think you're confident because you're a fan? Or do you think you're confident because you really deep down think we're going to win? I mean, where's it coming from?
I really believe we're going to win. I'm so confident we're going to win. That's why I've not been nervous at all day. You've been with me all day, Kate, and I've been talking to different people, and I'm just not nervous. I think we're going to win this game. I think it's our time. 88% percentage win rate in finals, Postecoglou. There's just so many things that are aligning it. All the birds winning. Teams not winning for so many years. It is because I'm a fan, because it don't matter who we play. I always think we're going to smash them, and I don't, not losing to them in 3 games this season as well. And I'm not underestimating them. I know they can play well. I mean, I when they played City in that final, was it City? They played in the final. They played fantastic. And it was either Liverpool or City, and then they played one of the others in the league. They played fantastic, so we know they can play. I just think it's our time. I'm confident it's our time.
Jay's joined the party and put his Spurs shirt on as well, so we're all repping now. Although we're all supposed to be in white apparently, but you know what? We're not there, so we can wear whatever colour we want. But what about you, Jay? It's an interesting question. Are you confident, and if so, is it because you're a fan of the club or because you really think we could win?
No, I don't think. Like, personally, I believe we're gonna win, but I'm not confident, if that makes sense. I said this before, and people kind of laughed at me. They're like, "You kind of double dip." I'm like, "No, I do believe it's our time." But like, no Maddison, no Kulusevski is a big thing. It's not gonna be an easy game. It's not gonna be a game that. It's not gonna be as easy as it or potentially could have been. So it's not. I had this game as a 50-50 game. It's probably 55-45 United with our injuries, but with Ander, I trust that we can do it. It's the good thing for us is United have given opportunities to everyone that they play. So we've got opportunities. We've got the chance to do this. So from my point of view, I just say like, let's see how it goes. I don't want to concede the first goal. Like, without creativity, the idea of conceding the first goal is really concerning. Because it's like, because then United could low block us, counter attack us, good players, things like that. So it's one of these games where, like, I'm just like, surely it's our time.
Yeah.
And I'm just managed well in this competition. And the first team, we got the back five in, like, regardless of who played in front of them, when the back five's in, it gives us a pretty good springboard. So it's honestly one of those games. The closer we get, the more nervous I get, the more worried I get. It's not, I guess this is Tottenham Hotspur. We don't do it any other way, right? So yeah, this is it. Like, there's no, it's just boom or bust. And yeah, I mean, you can't be, I think with the stakes this high, I think anyone who says they're just, so confident that I think, I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just like, they're doing a very good job of like consolidating their feelings to one side.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't see how you can't feel it all together as one. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but with that being said, you've got to be in it to win it. We've made it here. The team is ready. The team is prepared. I trust they can bring it home.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I mean, a few people are moaning that Son's not starting, but as we said, there is a good possibility this could go to extra time and pens. So there's no doubt.
How many times, sorry to interrupt, how many times has he put a team out in this Europa League and people are saying, oh, how's he started this guy? He's not started that guy. And he's got it spot on. He's got it spot on. So let's trust him.
But with the likes of Spence, Davis, Danso, Gray, Ajayi, Moore, Odobert, Telson and Scarlett, I mean, Chan, we have got some players there that can come on and change the game. Scarlett's made it back more. We've seen what he can do. Do you see any of them getting minutes?
That actually would depend on the way the match pans out. And I mean, it was good to see the likes of Ajayi and Moore come on and score for us against Elfsborg when we won 3-0. But I think this is the one match that maybe, just maybe, it might be a bit too soon to have to sort of rely on them in any shape or form in this final. But you never know. You never know when one of these kids, when they do come on, they also play out of their skins and give us the game of their lives, and they so to speak shape their whole careers around tonight. And if that does happen, then good for them. But given the way we have absolutely, pretty much no creativity now that Madison, Bergvall, and Kulusevski unavailable, it would be a big ask of any of the youngsters to come on and affect proceedings. Maybe, and this is me also having high hopes at this point. Maybe if, let's say, Sonny is getting good minutes when he does come on, but he needs someone else to supplement his experience with maybe the sort of speed and tenacity that Son no longer has, then yes, I would say that would be a good fit. But yeah, a lot of this also depends also on how United themselves are reacting or how they are coping with us. Let's just wait and see at halftime whether any of these kids deserve any minutes as the second half progresses. And if they do, I would be more than happy and welcoming to see them take to the pitch in the final. Who knows? We might actually be seeing another superstar in the making tonight in itself. But let's just wait and see. And all the best to them if they do take to the pitch today. Having said that, back to you, Miss Kate.
I mean, Jimbo, me and you were saying that we'd love to see. Obviously, when it all comes down to it, I don't give a monkey two scores as long as we win. But I would love to see the likes of Johnson, Solanke stepping up, showing what they can do on the big stage, because they've come in for a lot of criticism this season. I mean, Johnson's our top scorer, but he just gets called a tapping merchant. Solanke is 65 million, not his fault, and he gets slated left, right, centre. I don't see why either of them can't step up. Jimbo, what do you think?
No, definitely. And Johnson, I don't care how he scores the goals, but there was one game he scored a double this season, one in the top corner, and he scored one from like the semicircle that he curled it into that bottom right hand side. It was a fantastic goal, Kate. So he can score from different areas. We know what Solanke can do. He puts himself about. We got Porro can score a rocket. We got Romero can score a header. You know, Basuma can score a rocket. Richie can score a tap in, a header, a rocket. We got players out there that can score. You know, it's not like Sark can score. So it's not like we ain't got goal scorers on the pitch. So yeah, I'm confident. I am very confident.
Yeah. There's no reason not to be confident. At the end of the day, it's a 50-50 game. I personally think if Tottenham turn up and Man United both turn up, Tottenham win it. I think if Man United turn up and we don't, then they win it. I think it's literally as simple as that. I think the first goal is really important, but then a lot of people expect it to go 0-0 and then a snatch and grab 1-0. We will have to wait and see what happens. I mean, they've got Højlund starting for them. He doesn't strike fear in me. I'm more concerned about Bruno. I think we're going to have maybe two midfielders marking him because he's a tricky little bugger. But then we also know that he's got a temper on him.
Yeah, the thing with Bruno, if he doesn't get into a game, he gets a bit sulky and like throws his toys out the pram a bit.
Yeah, and lashes out.
Starts begging the ref for decisions.
But the only thing with Bruno recently is he does seem like he's mellowed a lot. Like I do feel like over the last 12, 18 months, I feel like I get where you're coming from, but he does feel more captainy. Do you know what I mean? He feels like he's less, which will help us probably because Bruno hero ball is what we don't want to see tonight. Do you see what I mean? So being more of a facilitator, more of a team player will help us more than if this guy wants to grab the game by its balls and just like drive it home. So Bruno's a huge worry. Like he's probably the best player out of both teams. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, that's a huge concern. Our defense is good though. Like I'm confident with our defense. Like the midfield, I don't know. The attack, come on. I'm just like, oh my God.
The trouble is, we're all Spurs fans, so we've all got PTSD. We know we're used to us not turning up in finals of recent years, but Jimbo said to me last night, this is a new set of players. Obviously, there's still Sonny there, but not one of those players that starts tonight has played in a final for us previously. So, you know, we can't judge them and tar them with the same brush as the last lot. We will have to see. No. This is why I was so excited about the likes of someone like Bergvall starting, because I think he's a player that plays with no fear whatsoever. He just plays his game. But alas, it's not to be. It was written in the stars he wasn't going to play. So look, we'll have to just wait and see what's going on. It's getting to that time where we're starting to get ever closer to the watch along and indeed kickoff. So I need to know in the chat what you think the score will be and who you think scores the goals. Do you think it's going to be a goal fest with both teams going gung-ho? Do you think it's going to be a little bit more edgy or a snatch and grab with a 1-0? Or is it going to go to penalties? I've heard every score prediction I've been told today and yesterday has only been by one goal. No one's predicted, apart from Jimbo, but we expect that with Jim because he's always super confident. But we've got Adam saying 2-1 Spurs, 3-2 Tottenham, 3-2 Tottenham, 2-0 Spurs says Jordan, 3-1 Toby Tottenham says. Nathan says 2-1 Man United, boo. 2-1 Spurs coming on, 3-2 Spurs, 10-9. Wow, that would be a game and a half. 3-1 United, 3-1 Spurs, Johnson, What was that one? The chat's going so quick. Johnson 2, Maguire own goal, and Bruno with a late one for United. 2-0 United. Bill says, come on, you Spurs. 2-1 either way, but hopefully our way. Sonny's on the bench because he's not 100% fit. 3-1 says Lazy 8. Big up. Good to see you, sir. 3-1 United. 3-2 Tottenham. As a Spurs fan watching a final, I couldn't possibly predict us to lose, because then I don't think I could even bother to watch the final. I've got to think positive tonight and think that we can do it. 3-0 Spurs. 3-0 Spurs, Sonny hat-trick. 4-0 Spurs, a Nana masterpiece. Solanke will score 1-1 first half. Son come on to score 2-1, but we'll love a 3-1. 1-0 dodgy Penta United first half. 3-0 smashing second half. Come on, you Spurs. Chang, I'm going to come to you first. How do you see this going? What do you think the score will be, and who do you fancy is going to score for Spurs?
I honestly think it's going to be a very, very edgy and dodgy game. And I wouldn't be surprised one bit if it's a dodgy winner that wins the game. Hopefully it's us. Hopefully we get the dodgy penalty, or even a very contentious corner that gets a wicked deflection that beats Onana. All ends up. But yeah, I can't see this to be a very open game because it is a final, and goal difference will not count one bit at the final whistle, which is why I'm thinking it's going to be a low scoring game. But I think both teams do have it in them to win within regular time. I am going to be sticking with my 1-0 prediction. I hope it's either one of Richarlison or Solanke that gets the goal for us. Although I would very much welcome a goal from anywhere on the pitch, even if it's a Vicario goal. If he does get on the end of something towards the latter stages of the regular 90, I really couldn't care less where the goal comes from. But yeah, I would like to stick with my 1-0 prediction. And yeah, I can see this going either way. And exactly like what Mr. J said earlier, I would not want to be conceding first because we have not historically done well when conceding first under Big Ange. So yeah, I honestly feel that a single goal will be more than sufficient to win the game. You just have to look at the way how Palace beats City. That Eze goal in the first half, that is a prime example of how a 1-0 can just win the final. So hopefully it's our time to win 1-0 this final. Having said that, back to you, Miss Kate.
Yeah, Jim touched on, you had the Liverpool winning the league with the Liver Bird, you had Newcastle winning a cup with the Magpie, you had Crystal Palace winning with the Eagles. Why not the Cockerel? Surely it's got to be our time this year. And Kane obviously breaking his trophy drought in Munich. Maybe that's a sign as well. 2-1 Spurs, 2-1 Spurs. What's this? The penalty that Kane rocketed from England versus France will finally descend into earth and enter the goal to make it 1-0 for Spurs in the 94th minute. Well, that would be something to behold. 4-1 Porro hat-trick. Look, I could see a Porro goal at least. 3-1 Spurs, 2-0 Spurs. Jay, how do you see this one going?
I'm gonna go 2-1 late winner.
Ooh.
I think we'll score first. United will peg us back, and then we'll get a late winner.
Any idea on the goal scorers?
Brennan, Luke Shaw switching off at the back post.
Yeah.
Ashman. And listen, let's say Son off the bench to win it.
Love it. That would be poetic justice, that would, with Sonny being such a good servant to the club. I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to say 2-1. I was originally 3-2, but I think 2-1. But I think we go 2-0 up before half-time. And then a late goal around the 70th, 80th minute puts us into a nervous breakdown. But we hold on, playing pragmatic, beautiful football like we did against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, and hang on to lift that trophy. The one thing I don't want is extra time and penalties, because I just don't think my heart will take it, and I'm not sure there's enough vodka in the world to get me through that game if that was to happen. Jimbo, obviously got to come to you last. How do you see this game going, and who's going to score the goals?
I just see him interviewing Johnny on TNT.
Johnny Hammo?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, him and some fans with him, yeah. Look, I don't want it to go to penalties because I'm going to be totally honest with you. I think if it goes to penalties, I think we'll lose. I think with their experience of their players of winning stuff, I think we'll carry them through. So I definitely don't want to see it going to penalties. But I'm gonna go 3-1. Okay, I think a Johnson goal, a Solanke goal, and a Porro rocket is gonna and their score goal. Do you know what? It could be 3-0 for me or 3-1. It depends. I mean, if this defence really does its job, I don't think they'll score. But you know what we're like. We're always susceptible to letting a goal in.
I think it could be. I didn't give my goal scorers, but I'm going to say that I think Brennan Johnson gets one, and I think Romero gets a header as well, and I think Bruno scores for them, and I think it'll be a contentious penalty. But look, I don't care if it's 1-0, 5-0, 10-0, 2-1. I just want to win this game so bad. Big up to Michael Chi, who's given a super chat. Says, "Come on, you Spurs. Always love seeing you all from Kansas. The nice man on the bottom right is my favourite, but you're all super." Chang is everyone's favourite because he's the nicest human on the planet. It's official. Wolves F1 as well, been a member for 41 months. That's commitment. Says, "We want Tottenham trophy. Don't let Man U win that. We try." Thank you again as well to Ethan. Said, "Classic Sonny go on the counter will seal the deal today." Coys. Another super chat there.
Yeah. How nice would it be if he brings Sonny on and he scores? He deserves it.
He does deserve it. DJ Samuel, another member for 33 months. Excellent dedication. So thank you all for the super chats and members chats from myself, but of course from Ben and Sim. Make sure you all sub over to Chang at Spurs Diehards TTID, and also to Jimbo and I at Kate and Jimbo. Look, what's this? My neighbours here in Tanzania are going to hear me swear and cheer tonight. Better lock up the drugs, cops might be called. Liverpool fan here, bring it home, guys. Get that trophy, Spurs. I see Scon. I see Son scoring the winner. Ben and Sim are over in Bilbao. There is a video on this channel of Ben on someone's shoulders, drinking and singing at the top of his voice in the middle of Bilbao Market Square, surrounded by Tottenham fans. If you haven't seen it, check it out because it's epic. All I can say is, everyone, whether you're Angie in, you're Angie out, you're Levy in, Levy out, it doesn't matter. Tonight is just about this game. It's just about us winning. Look, I'm not going to sit on this panel as a Tottenham fan after the season we've had and ever say we're going to lose a final, because I couldn't do it. And I think we've got enough to beat them. We've beaten 3 times this season. Man for man, I think we've got a slightly better squad than they have. And I just think we're going to win. That's it. You know, who knows? Rhyme or reason doesn't come into it when you're a supporter. You go with your heart. People might not like that, but I'm going with my heart, and I'm saying Tottenham win 2-1. But as I said, if it's 5-1, if it's 1-0, I don't care. Let's just get the job done, and please try not to make it penalties because I don't think I can cope. Anyone want to say anything before we go? Chang?
Come on, you Spurs. Enjoy the match, everybody. Have yourself a fantastic final ahead. And with that, thank you so very much again, everyone, for watching the pre-match pump-ups this season. I was told that this is supposed to be the final ever pre-match pump-up for 2024-25. Let this be a pump-up to remember and a final to remember, everybody. Having said that, thank you for having me, Miss Kate. It's back to you.
Always. Jay, anything you want to say before we go?
Listen, big game. Big moment. We need to deliver. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, my logic is, if not now, then when? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, obviously, the lads have got to bring it home. Like, as he says, Ange always wins a trophy in his second season, right?
Yep.
Let's not make him a liar.
Exactly that. Don't make Ange a liar. I'd just like to say a massive happy birthday to Luton Dan. What a day to have your birthday. I really hope that Spurs deliver you the ultimate birthday present. Enjoy the game, everyone, and just cheer the boys home. And please, God, we're sitting here in a couple of hours celebrating a wonderful win and the end of a torrid season. I know we've still got a game on Sunday, but it will feel like the end of the season.
Forget that.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Say, like if we lose, we might have to leave Ange and Bilbao, you know. So let me not lie, yeah. Let me not lie. Might have to sort his own Ryanair back home, you know. So
leave him in the hostel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. So let's see. But thanks for having me, Kate. Come on, you
always. Thank you very much, Chang and Jay and Jimbo. I'm going to let you finish the show as only you can.
Keep the faith. This team is going to go out there and they're going to batter this Manchester United team. They're going to bring this cup home and give us all a night to remember. It's our turn. Everything in the universe is aligned for us to win this. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go and kick their ass.